As a music artist, it is extremely important that you learn how to record yourself. Not because you necessarily need to engineer for yourself, but because you allow yourself to be a better communicator and a better artist when you understand the science of recording. I've been engineering for over 10 years now, and you would be surprised the amount of artists, small but especially major artists, who still don't know how to record themselves. And it's such an interesting thing to me because as an artist who is also an engineer, I can't imagine not knowing how to record myself. There are so many benefits for knowing how to record myself as an artist, and I wish that more artists would take seriously learning how to record themselves and learning the ins and outs of how to get certain sounds. First reason why it is so important to understand how to record yourself is because it'll help you to be a better artist. Now, how is it going to help you be a better artist? For one, you will learn the tools that are necessary to record your music. It's so interesting that a lot of artists don't take the time to understand every facet surrounding the craft, and how the song is recorded is a big proponent of getting music done, right? So understanding how to record yourself gives a better understanding of the process, of the work that it takes, of the technology that it takes to get a song recorded from start to finish. There is audio recording, that engineering, the mixing, the mastering portion of everything, super important as an artist. When you understand how to record things better in the studio level, you end up with a better product, which is the music. You also start to understand things such as the distance between your mouth and the microphone, how loudly you're singing into the microphone, and if that warrants you to take more distance between yourself and the mic, or how softly you're singing and that warranting you to move in closer to the microphone. You learn your instrument better because you're learning how to better capture that sound. And it's so important that you at least learn the basics of the recording process to help you get better quality in your music. When you have better quality in your music, people are more likely to listen again and again. Another benefit of knowing how to record yourself is having a better line of communication with whoever the engineer is. Again, I say that you are not necessarily learning how to record yourself to take over the engineer's job, but it does help you to communicate with your engineer, especially when you want certain effects, certain things done to your vocals, or you start to understand how you sound and you want to replicate more of that sound. Or if you don't get your regular engineer, you can communicate to someone else, hey, I typically like to have X, Y, and Z on my vocals. I typically like to record like this because that's going to keep your sound consistent. Now, when I say consistent sound, I'm not necessarily talking about how your production is. I'm talking about the quality of your vocal recording. You want to make sure that once you find the quality, you are maintaining that. Of course, your style could change. Of course, the production changes, but the clarity in your voice and the level of detail that you put into the vocal performance, those things should not change. That standard should stay the same. So when you are understanding how to record yourself, you're understanding what the engineer goes through. You may even understand some of the basic effects that engineers put on your vocals. Some of the more common ones that I put on my clients' vocals and for vocals for myself, auto-tune is one of them, even if it's very light, but I'm also doing reverb. I'm also doing delay. I might be doing some equalization. I might be doing some compression. I might be doing some de-essing. There are a few simple basic things that I'm doing to your vocals that you as an artist should understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So it'll help our communication, and it helps the sessions run a lot more smoothly when you know what you want and you know how to communicate what you want to me, the engineer. Another reason why you should learn how to record yourself, which is not very obvious to artists, unfortunately, but for me, for myself, to give you a little bit of history, the reason why I got into audio engineering is because I recognize that recording is one of the most expensive things an artist is going to do. And that's just starting out with the music. Before you even get to mixing and mastering and marketing and photography and videography and all of those things, the very first barrier to recording a song is the cost of recording. So I figured to help myself as an artist, I would become and learn how to engineer myself, become an audio engineer. So another benefit of learning how to record yourself is If you do have to record yourself because you don't have the money to go to a studio and get an engineer, you are saving yourself a lot of money if you buy your own gear and you can record yourself at home. Eventually, if you're really dedicated to it, you can understand how to make yourself sound good right from home. I think of the example of Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas, I want to say his name is. They actually recorded, I want to say, her Grammy Award winning album in their bedroom. Now, granted, they probably have really great gear, but understanding how to record yourself and make yourself sound good, especially in different environments and not having the use of a big name studio, it's so important. And you'd be amazed the things that you can accomplish, the music that you can accomplish, and just the freedom of not having to wait for other people to be available to you. It makes the creative process so much more interesting and so much more fun. And that leads me to the last reason that I'm going to give for why you should learn how to record yourself. You don't have to move on other people's time when you know how to record yourself. Assuming you have a certain quality of gear available to you at your home studio, even if you only have so much to get you like a rough draft, that is perfectly fine too. I know there will be some clients who have gotten frustrated with me over the years because they might have sudden inspiration to record and it's 10 o'clock at night and I stop answering my phone after 10 o'clock. They want to get in at 11 or 12, very last minute, and I'm not available because I already have other plans, or this is just not something that I wanted to do, right? Last minute things, on a side note, I don't enjoy things that are too last minute. So to avoid certain things like that, an engineer not being available, a studio being booked out, getting suddenly inspired to create, and then you don't have the access to a place to record, because let's be honest, doing it on your voice notes just doesn't hit the same. It really can hinder the creative process and it can discourage some creatives from wanting to record. The great thing about knowing how to record yourself is if you have the gear at home and you have a decent amount of knowledge on how to record yourself, you can get that inspiration out as soon as it strikes. And it is one of the most freeing things as a creative to be able to get your ideas out as they come to you versus trying to remember the vibe and the mood you were in when that inspiration struck in the first place. It can be very difficult to recreate that once you go into an official studio. So being able to get that idea out, that raw concept, it is such a game changer as an artist, and it allows you to work faster as a creative. I hope that you found this video to be helpful on why I think you should learn to record yourself if you are a music artist. If this video helped you, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. In the comments, let me know what topics you would like me to speak on next for Lex Chat. But until then, my name is LexC. Peace.
Baby, baby, I just wanna cross your line. Can I get you all alone? We've been talking all night on this phone. Let's hang it up so you can put it down. We can turn this from a late night call into a meeting where there ain't no talking.